What do you need from God in order to make a decision? Some people want to hear the thundering roar of God's voice, see a choir of angels, get singed by a burning bush, and receive a note written on stone by the finger of God and delivered by the archangel Gabriel before they move. But if you could hear God's voice right now, you'd probably hear him shouting, "Do something!" If an angel knocked on your door, he might say, "Just do something." If you will start moving, then God will be able to direct your steps. Proverbs 16 verse 9 says, "In his heart a man plans his course, but the Lord determines his steps." God cannot steer a parked car. God will use your movement, even if it's movement in the wrong direction. If you start taking steps, God will guide you into the right direction. And once you begin to move, then God reveals his will for your life step by step. Your miracle is in your movement. When you start to move, God begins to move on your behalf. Are you waiting on God, or is God waiting on you? Almost any movement should do. Just point your life in the general direction, the compass heading that you think you should be going. Then take a step. Some churches say that they want a New Testament church. Well, what was the distinguishing characteristic of the church in the book of Acts? A clue is found in the name of the book. The apostles acted. It's not called the book of good intentions or the book of waiting. No, they acted. They prayed, they waited for the Holy Spirit, but that's only the first chapter in Acts. Once the apostles were filled with God's power, they began to move. Before the day of Pentecost, they waited. After the day of Pentecost, they acted. If you act, and God will begin to move on your behalf. But if you don't act, God cannot move. Jesus says to you, "You are my hands, you are my feet, you are my voice. Take me to the ends of the earth." You know that 2/3 of God's name is go. 2/3 of God's name backwards is do. So if you want to be like God, then go and do. God has done his part. Now we must do our part by going and taking action.